Spokane had a 1-month test to make downtown safer with the KREM program.
If I was given the choice right now, if I was trying to open a new business, I could tell you it wouldn't be in downtown.
Tonight, what the numbers tell us about ongoing problems.
A Spokane church vandalized. Their new message of resilience to the community tonight.
A little patchy freezing fog to contend with tonight and likely a few more foggy mornings ahead, but by the end of the week, a shift in the weather pattern brings about some rain.
We start with some breaking news tonight. You're looking at a live feed from Phelps Field this evening where a small plane crashed near the end of the runway earlier today. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. KREM 2 has been on the scene now for at least the last hour, working to find more information. So here is what the scene looked like before the sun went down. We know that Spokane firefighters are on the scene still at this hour. They tell us that no one was hurt in this emergency situation. The report came in just before 4 o'clock this afternoon.
At this point, it is not clear what caused the plane to crash, including if the weather played a role. As soon as we do learn more information, we'll be sure to pass it along to you. Our other top story tonight, evaluating the success of Spokane's KREM program. For 1 month, the city devoted more police and resources to downtown with the aim of cleaning it up.
Yeah, the KREM program ended in October, but as KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy found out, some troubling numbers are just starting to add up. Shannon?
Yeah, we are still learning more about what Spokane's police department discovered during the 1-month test, but new stats released today show a tiny portion of the city represents a huge problem, a problem business owners say is driving people out of downtown. Step up to the bar at Wave Sushi and you're sure to be greeted by delightful, deliciously decorated creations. A feast for the eyes. Owner Sarah Shore brings to every corner of her downtown restaurant. Though what happens outside her windows is another matter.
It's not necessarily crimes, like I'm not being personally attacked. The business is not being, broken into every day, but it's just what we have to look at every day when we come downtown.
Trash, drugs, people sleeping in her window wells. It's driven Shore to call police more and more. And she says more and more, it's driving customers away.
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing slower months than we have ever seen here at the Wave. In all of the sales data I have, the past 2 years and previously, it's scary.
The not so pretty picture also painted by data, Police Chief Kevin Hall told City Council Monday.
We are on this hamster wheel, both with enforcement and with services.
In October, extra officers were placed downtown for a month as part of the KREM pilot program. It focused on crime hotspots, a core focus area that only accounts for 0.5% of Spokane's total footprint.
However, it represents 38% of reported drug offenses and 25% of trespassing offenses.
About 70% of Spokane's drug offenses happen in the downtown precinct, Hall said. But during the 30-day pilot of 190 police contacts, only 13 people accepted treatment.
So not the success we wanted to see in service referrals, but we are still attempting, as we've said in the past, with a very treatment-resistant population.
I wish as a city we had some sort of plan of what do we do with these people?
Shore says police respond quickly to her calls, but she's frustrated they don't seem able to do anything except ask some people to move along.
They need somewhere that's not the ER and it's not the jail. We need a third place, and that's the place that we're having conversations about.
So while those talks continue, Shore says she and other businesses are just waiting to see real change.
At this point, right this moment, there's no end in sight because nothing has changed. Something's got to give for it to get better.
Now, Chief Hall says the department has rearranged some things to actually keep more officers downtown into the new year. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
There's been many drive-by shootings from all different jurisdictions where we've been able to identify a suspect vehicle because of the technology that we've been able to employ here.
Today, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office is celebrating the official launch of a new center intended to improve public safety.
It's called the Real-Time Crime Center, or RTCC, and KREM 2's chief journalist Amanda Rowley shares a look inside to see how it works.
I'm standing in the Spokane County Sheriff's Office new real-time crime center. It's the first of its kind in Washington state, and the cutting-edge technology used here is expected to improve public safety throughout the county.
Welcome to the future of public safety and crime prevention. Each of these monitors are providing real-time, actionable information for deputies, investigators, and law enforcement partners.
If there's a fight going on right there, I can zoom in and get descriptions of the subjects involved.
Amanda Vandenberg is one of 3 tactical analysts working behind the scenes to monitor and analyze information coming into the real-time crime center. Flock is a license plate reading system that alerts RTCC and deputies when a vehicle of interest was spotted. The center also uses its mobile camera systems, which are retired patrol cars with cameras mounted on top.
I really enjoy the camera work. We'll look at the closed calls and the recent reports, see an area that has a higher crime instance, and move those mobile cameras out there, and it's just exciting to see the effect that they have on the crime in that area.
Sheriff John Knowles says the workflow between emergency dispatch and the real-time crime center will remain the same, but real-time crime center staff have more resources at their fingertips.
The members of the real-time crime center have access to a few more databases, but also have more time to dig a little bit deeper than, say, what a dispatcher previously used to be capable of.
The RTCC can also integrate security camera feeds from local businesses into their system upon permission, something the sheriff believes will change how deputies fight crime.
This will be something that we will look back 10 years from now and say, how did we ever do policing without it?
Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
New at 5 tonight, a Spokane church says they're not going to let vandalism stop them from supporting Israel.
The Plymouth Congregational Church was targeted over the weekend. Church officials say vandals spray painted an electronic sign that read, "We stand with Israel," covering it with the word genocide. The church says they found it just before service started on Sunday.
The church says they reported the vandalism to police. They're now working to fully clean up the sign. They say it's harder to clean because of the type of sign that it was painted. So for now, they have changed the message to read, "We still stand with Israel." All right, let's take a live look over Spokane right now. A frosty day across the region, now tracking the return of freezing fog for tomorrow.
Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo for more on the forecast. Jeremy, any chance we get to see the sunshine tomorrow?
Ah, man, there is a way. It would be one of those ones where we would have to narrowly split everything in the world of weather, but there is a path to afternoon sunshine. It's just a really tough one to get there. Let's talk the most optimistic way to get sunshine. That's how we're going to look at this. 30 degrees right now is where we sit. We still have some of that patchy fog, and that fog is still pretty widespread across the region. If you don't see the fog, look up. It's that low-hanging stratus cloud right above your head. Deer Park visibility dropping in the past hour down to 1.25 miles. Still low down across the Palouse and out in Airway Heights in Spokane, looking pretty good, but you climb the hill and it's a little bit lower. We are under a ridge of high pressure. That ridge of high pressure usually means clear skies and sinking air, but in a pattern like this, it means all the moisture at the ground stays low and then condenses into fog. We have a low sun angle, so we can't get out of that fog. The scenario that brings us the possibility for a little something is as follows. There's a little bit of activity over here. That's all the way out to our, say, northwest. If that activity amounts to a little disturbance sliding through, see a little bit of, let's use the hand tool right here, this little arrow. See this line of clouds? If that precipitates out some of the moisture in the atmosphere early tomorrow, we could wind up with a little bit of a wintry mix to start the day and some of that fog. Not much in way of precipitation, but if we get the moisture out of the atmosphere, then we have the chance of seeing a little bit of sun tomorrow afternoon.
We'll take any chance we can get, I suppose. All right, still ahead, WSU football making changes after fumbling the end of their season. More on who's out as the Cougs look for redemption in their bowl game. Coming up next.
Not everybody has a master's in school counseling, and we have teachers that step into the position.
Also, rural Eastern Washington school districts are struggling to find counselors. Now Whitworth is doing something to help. That's coming up in just 10 minutes.